Hey, in this episode of Tales from the Gemini, I interview Chris Coorts. Chris is a head chef at Apocalypse Burger here in Indianapolis, and she tells me of her journey of being a head chef and the difficulties she had. And this was a fun episode. I got to eat on air, and I apologize to anybody watching me eat on air. This is disgusting, but I hope you enjoy this episode. It's fun, it's funny, it's insightful, and watch out for Chris Coorts. She's going to be one of the greatest chefs coming up. Watch. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Yes.
Oh, that's a vibe.
Listen to this song. And why? The TV, why? The TV. Why? The TV.
You do not need the TV for anything.
Yeah. Tales from a Gemini, man. This is gonna be a great one. Thanks, Wyatt. I appreciate that. Hey, Wyatt, don't forget about the time. Anyway, this is gonna be a great in studio. All my guests are important. I love all my guests. And usually, if you guys have been watching, it's always motorsports or performance coaches or whatever. This one is totally different, stepping out of my realm of comfort, and I'm going with a chef. I started out in Indianapolis here, this place called Apocalypse Burger, and they posted this burger that looked delicious. So I said something smart. I go, hey, do you guys have plant-based burgers? And they came back with a smart-ass reply, and I go, oh, shit. So I came back with, and from there, a friendship ensued, and then, which leads to my guest here now, the head chef for Apocalypse Burger, and she just got the head chef at Petite
Choux.
The Petite Choux. First time ever with a chef on. I'm so excited. Let's welcome Chris Coorts. Chris
Yep.
Coorts. Coorts, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that.
I'm pretty pumped to be here.
That's the first time I ever had a chef. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm so excited because it's almost like with when the Food Network first came on TV and you heard like a network all about food. What is this about? It's stupid. And then now I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, oh, not the paprika. You know what I mean? So now I'm excited. So I'm asking you about all this stuff. But first of all, I want to know everything about you. And she bought me a plant-based burger. A plant-based burger. Let's talk. I can't wait to eat this thing. If you're listening on Spotify, please switch over to YouTube because you're just gonna hear me snacking, and it's not gonna sound great. This is a plant-based. And what is this burger consist?
So this is the InstaSwag veggie burger. It comes with Thousand Island dressing, shredded lettuce, local Indiana tomatoes, and then a veggie patty. The veggie patty has onions that have been roasted and then sous vide.
What is sous vide? What is sous vide?
That is cooking. That's a method of cooking where you actually just heat the water, and you cryovac whatever item you would like to sous vide, and then so like a lot of times people will do that with meats, things that you want to infuse flavor with.
Okay.
So we sous vide ours with a little bit of butter after it's been over mesquite charcoal, and it completely changes the flavor profile. Yeah. So, but the veggie burger has eggplant, carrots, roasted onions, a little bit of miso in it.
I'm so turned on right now. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is not, I mean, you got to know me. Wyatt knows me. So everybody else, if you're not familiar with it, they go, this guy's weird. But Wyatt knows me. And, you know, it's just all authentic. I'm like, oh, please tell me some more. And then so I can just bite off into this burger.
It is. It's the burgers there are awesome. They're smash burgers, so you know you're not going to get the temperature check or anything, and you don't need it because once you taste everything, you know, and the ingredients are there. We make the Thousand Island dressing. We make the cheeses.
So I can dig in right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listen. Okay, so right now, I want you to tell me, like, where you're from. Because when I eat, it's not going to be pretty. But I'm going to have the first bite on the air, all right? And then I'm going to have to, I guess, wrap it up. Because I can't, that'd be kind of rude, I guess. But here I am. First bite on the air of it's the plant-based.
That's the InstaSwag
InstaSwag
burger. Give it another minute. You know what's awesome is now
yours was awesome.
Well, I'm pretty excited because now you can come to Petite Choux and they have a beet burger. So I'm gonna have to get a second one, right?
I'm gonna get another bite, Wyatt, and I promise I'm not gonna do my listeners wrong. I just want to get a second bite, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna ask you about your life. But
yeah, we'll start. So I'm originally from Paducah, Kentucky, which is as about far west in the state as you can get. I lived there my entire life. I went to culinary school at Le Cordon Bleu in St. Louis. And then I was in Louisville on and off for about 6 or 7 years. And of course, the goal was to be, for me at least, to be the executive chef of a high-end restaurant. And so I managed to get an offer in Cincinnati within a company that I was working with. So we made a move up there. I was up there for about 3 years and then moved down here in February.
Hold on. Wyatt, take a bite. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I didn't hear anything you said. Because I'm hungry and I ate this. And my God.
Trying it right now.
My God. People, I know this. I love this. It's my first time ever having. We don't have very many in-studio guests. Usually it's on Zoom.
Sure.
So I love the energy because, you're here.
Yeah.
But I mean this with no disrespect. I didn't hear a damn word you said. That's how good this was. How was it, Wyatt?
We're recording, right?
Yes.
You can
Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah. How was this, Wyatt? How's yours? How's yours?
I'm still trying it. 1 sec.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing like. I think the older you get, food becomes like everything. Because I'm older than you, obviously. So I've been through it all.
Sure.
Not through it all, but where you go through the club stage and you eat food and you get out and whatever, and it's great. But you go through the hot chick stage. But now I'm at the stage now where food is like, I fantasize about when I
go out to order. So let me tell you something. If you were to tell my parents when I was 10 that I was going to be a chef, they would have looked at you and been like, "Get out of my house."
Okay, why? Okay, why was that?
I was picky. Ooh, I was picky. Broccoli, get out. Strawberries, get out. All the good stuff.
Now, was that because it wasn't fresh?
No, I was very texture oriented.
As a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so growing up, even you're like first, second grade, you're like, I don't like this. I don't like the texture of it. It's not hitting my taste buds the right way.
Yeah, it was
In first grade, you were like that.
I didn't like the texture of food.
I would have gave you a whooping just because.
Oh boy. I sat at my mother's kitchen table one night, and she told me that I was not going to get up until I finished my broccoli.
Yes.
Now guess what?
You didn't finish your broccoli.
No, I fell asleep at the dinner table.
Are you serious?
Until like 10 o'clock.
I did the same thing. True story. True story. When I was a kid, and we had, and no offense to my mom, and is that we had everything from cans. So we had canned spinach, and I was like, ugh. It wasn't like the green. It was like a kind of like a dark green, like an olive.
Yeah.
Like
You can can anything. Artichokes.
yeah. So I was like, ugh, I'm gonna eat your spinach. Like, ugh. And so I'd sit at the table all night going, this is nasty. Broccoli the same way. It was like it was all like limp, like
Right.
flaccid. And I'm not trying to be nasty, but kind of flaccid. And you're like,
Right.
ugh, I'm not eating that. And then honestly, and it wasn't until I moved to California and I was working at this restaurant.
Oh, you're in California.
Well, I was in LA.
Come on, produce is everywhere.
But I didn't. Yeah, but I'm just the country boy from Oklahoma. So I go to, and I'm in LA, and I'm at this restaurant I'm working at. I was a bouncer at a restaurant, and so I had something with spinach. And so I go, ugh, spinach. I go, ugh, spinach. I was used to growing up with canned spinach.
Sure.
So when I had that fresh spinach, I mean, first of all, it was green the way it was supposed to, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, what? And I ate.
Why is it so bright?
Yeah, and I ate, and I was like, oh my God, game changer.
Yes.
So, okay, so growing up, so you were like that. You were like, you didn't like the texture. So what changed it for you? What changed it for you?
I really wanted to cook. I liked cooking. When we were growing up, it was always make sure that dinners started or on the table by the time that Mom got home. But we were also the kids that we forgot to pull the chicken out of the freezer, and it would be under the sink and running water whenever she pulled into the driveway, frozen hard as a rock.
You forgot to take the kitchen out?
Well, it had to be comical for my mom at some point because it was the same situation every day. And at some point you have to think, man, this chicken takes a really long time to thaw out. If I told them to do this 2 hours ago, we were pretty terrible, I feel like, at some points, just giving her the hardest time. But there would be nights this was like the twist, like the turning point for me that I will never forget. I think I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. And Mom asked me if I would make dinner, and I said, sure. I made rice stuffed bell peppers, and I folded napkins for the silverware, sat the whole table like it was a restaurant.
Wow. And how old were you?
Probably 15 or 16. But it wasn't, like, to me, it wasn't gourmet, but I'm also one of those chefs that I don't have a ton of accolades, but I do have good recognition. And it's one of those things that people are like, oh, you're really humble. And I'm like, I'm right now hitting a point in my career where I firmly believe in my abilities.
First of all, you used the word accolades. I've never used that in my life. I mean, I'm like, whoa, what kind of education do you have? I'm like, accolades. I don't even know how to spell. I'm like,
I should have started with my mom's a teacher. She's a music teacher.
You know what? See, now you're being humble because I'm just like that Oklahoma in me just came out like accolade, accolade, Google accolade, and but no, that's honestly that's so. Is that how you knew like you were headed down that path, and growing up like how old are you? How old are you?
I will be 30 in September.
So you grew up with the Food Network, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now was that instrumental in your life?
Not at all.
Really?
Not in the slightest.
So it was just food. I mean,
Yeah.
and the texture of it, and how you like. Okay, so when did you know it was like was it a love affair, like a passion?
So I'll tell you, I was one of the kids in high school that I really didn't have a game plan. I played athletics. I was in marching band. I played soccer. But when it came to graduation and where I was going to go to school, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to figure out, well, what do you want to do once you get to college? You need to pick a major. And so I was originally enrolled with Western Kentucky University out in Bowling Green.
Okay.
And before orientation, like before registering anything, I figured out that they didn't even have a business management program at the time.
Okay.
And so in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if you want to be a chef, a lot of people say, well, you need a business or a bachelor's degree, like in business, something on top of that. By all means, if you want to better yourself in education, go for it. But in the culinary industry, it is not necessary. And so I ended up going to Le Cordon Bleu
In
St. Louis.
so you don't need a business degree
No.
to be a chef?
No.
Well, I guess not. I mean, why would you though?
So, well, there's a lot of math involved and there's a lot of business involved. So like all day I'm off today, but I'm getting text messages from vendors about bread, about microgreens, about produce, anything that they have. And it's at the end of the day, I am being paid to run a business for someone else.
That makes sense.
I'm running the food side of it. So there are parts of it that are absolutely like, well, how much money am I spending to get this new dishwasher in today? That's not so much our side. They want us to focus on the food aspect, which is awesome. You get a company like this that recognizes like, okay, yes, we have a problem there, but there's already enough going on one side. Let's not put all the pressure on one team. So, but I learned more growing up in the field. So I started in this industry at 17.
Where? Like where? McDonald's?
Backyard burger.
You kidding me? Are you serious? You were back. Now, did you put your own little twist on it, like they were looking, and you put like a little pepper on it? And they go, "This is different." And I go, "Yeah, it is." And shh, like that.
No, I think I worked there for like 3 months and then headed out to culinary school because I wasn't. I graduated high school June 1st, I believe. We had an ice storm that blew through, so our graduation was really late. Look it up, 2009, huge. We were out of power. The city was out of power for weeks.
Wow.
So graduated June 1st, I believe, and then I started culinary school July 1st.
Okay.
I was only out of high school for like 4 months, so I didn't work there very long. I was working there a little bit during school, and then after that headed out. And I didn't work while I was in culinary school, but it was if this tells you anything, I wasn't one of those kids that didn't apply myself all the time. I applied myself when I really enjoyed something.
So, if you're an athlete, it was the playoffs. That's when you came to play. It was the playoffs.
District finals, any of that? Oh, yeah.
So, like during the regular season, like, come on, Chris. Yeah, whatever, coach. But district finals, I got this, coach.
Yeah.
Go!
So
Go!
when it came to academics, I was smart, but I didn't
apply yourself.
What do I need to learn about English?
You're one of them.
I just
kids.
dropped accolades on a podcast.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. She's dropping accolade, big words and shit. Big words. I'm going to call you Big Word Chris.
All right.
I'm going to call you Big Word Chris.
But when I went to culinary school, that was the first time that I was on honor roll consecutively.
Okay.
I had perfect attendance, and I was going to school early and staying in classes late. I loved culinary school.
And what did you like about it? What was the love?
You can see, it's like, so if I wasn't in this profession, I'd be a landscaper. I can see the progress that I'm making. And every time, so I'm a very creative person, right?
I can tell by your dishes on Instagram. Oh my God.
Well, and I appreciate art. So I always had too much arts and crafts shit in my house. Ask my parents how many beads they vacuumed up or how many things I stained with nail polish because I took nail polish and I was like, hey, I could use this as a paint. I'm out of all of the paint, right? So I have a creative outlet, but I can use that for my food. And so when it comes down to plating and everything, that's where it's like, well, I drew my whole life. I colored and I did artistic things, but I'm one of those people that like, unfortunately, if you want to be an artist, you have to be dead before you make money. And I can't be a starving artist for that long. I like food too much.
Right? I'm with you. So you can bind your love of art and food together.
Yeah.
Did you figure it out that soon?
I think that it's over the years has grown with me as far as knowing that I have the backing of March of Dimes 2019 up in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's a March of Dimes signature chef auction. And they asked chefs from all over the city to compete. I was the only female that was competing in the awards that we were part of. And I won like overall third best. I got third in overall best tasting, like second overall best plated. Just so to see that and against guys that I have a half of a career of, you know, people that have been cooking 20, 30 years. And then with that steakhouse that I was working with, I was the first female executive chef in that company. I was the first trainer out of Louisville to hit that company. And so there's little stuff like that, and I say little stuff. I say little stuff because to me it's stepping stones. And I don't know what my end all goal is, but I appreciate cooking food and seeing reactions like yours.
Man, I hope Wyatt is going on you when you're talking, because if you guys are watching me, it's downright disgusting. Because everyone to a person has said, if you ever go on a date, it will be over once they see you eat. Because I mean, it's the truth though. You understand? I love what I love. I love riding my motorcycle. I love riding my bicycle. When I do something, I love it. And when I eat, I fucking love it. I mean, and I love taste, and I just love. I love the. Oh my God! There was one time in Dallas, true story. One time in Dallas, I was at a Italian restaurant, and I was hungry, just like I was before you walked in, and I was so into the meal, I literally was going, and I stopped myself, and this mother and daughter go, "It's good, huh?" I was like, "Oh man."
That's a polite way of saying, "Sir."
Yeah,
people in the restaurant are uncomfortable.
But how do you know you're moving up as a chef? I mean, like. How does the word get around like, oh, this is the chef right here? And by the way, what is it with chefs and that God complex? One of my favorite movies in the whole world was Chef, and I watched the other movie with Bradley Cooper. What is it with the like no offense, but you guys act like you're king shit. Like it goes chef then doctor. Like what is it with like yes chef, no chef, yes chef, no chef. You're right chef. I'm a piece of shit chef.
I'm a piece of shit chef.
I mean, what is it with you guys?
I will say I see it. That's very old school chef, and it's still in my mentality because I did actually manage to get into the old school kitchens originally. There's a lot of respect for a chef to me. Once I have worked with them, there's certain air that people carry about themselves where, for me, I can tell like either you're a fantastic chef out of the gate, or you're a chef that's full of shit.
How can you tell out the gate like, oh, this person right here, this person right here? How do you know out the gate like this is a good chef?
So I'm really quiet when it comes to food. I like to listen to people talk and kind of hear what they have to say, and then I like to throw my ideas in last and kind of go from there and see what people think. And for people to say like, oh, you've got really fresh ideas. And it's kind of one of those things where when people say, how do you know who a good chef or a bad chef is? For me, personally, it's always been how people hold and carry themselves. So I'm confident, but I could just be a confident person. The fact that you know me as a chef, you came in, you saw the tattoos, you're like, yeah, we can get her on the air. She's a chef with tattoos. Must be legit. Must be legit if she's got tattoos. So,
no, it's a tattoo of the butcher knife that's on your wrist. Like either you've done time or she's a chef.
That's my mom's favorite one.
Really?
No, hell no.
You never know. Your mom might be gangster. Your mom might have taught her in inner city school. Yeah, it's the night that I shanked little Duran. You never know.
Yeah, she's a music teacher, so
you never know.
I need to get some music notes or something. But the way that I found the respect aspect and how chefs are like hard asses is it's a discipline. It's understanding that if the chef is speaking, there's only one voice in a kitchen at any point. There only needs to be one, because if you've got too many people talking, then there's a lack of organization. It becomes confusing. If you've got one person, so for me in my kitchens where I've been in the past, I've liked to say, okay, we're going to lay a ground rule. If you need to speak to me when I'm in Expo selling a $40,000 night worth of food, you need to ask Chef Call, which means, Chef, I've got a problem. I need to speak to you pretty quickly about it. Okay, if I don't repeat, a lot of times I would say, okay, somebody says, Chef, can I call? 2 seconds. And I finish what I'm doing, go ahead, call. That's from a service standpoint. Sometimes cooks also will do that on the line, and that's them saying, hey, I need some help, or I'm drowning, like can't handle the workload, which is ridiculous sometimes because it's there. You got to think, on those $40,000 nights, there was a staff in the kitchen of less than 10 people. Less than 10 people pumping out that amount of food. So, to me, the chef, I overworked myself. I always worked like 75, 80, sometimes 90-hour work weeks.
Wow. Was it because, why? Why is it? Because you love what you do and you're hands-on and making sure everything's got to be right because you know it eventually comes back to you? For me and my mentality, it was, if I work the longest, I'm going to get the most experience, which means that I'm going to bypass anybody that's working the 10-hour shift while I'm working a 13-hour. Grind it. Basically grind it.
All the time. So,
God damn, I love that. No, I mean that. I love that.
Well, it got to a point that I was doing that so much that I burnt myself out. And it got to a point where I didn't allot for time with my mental health. I didn't allot for time with family. I missed way too many events, and that's something that I really had to reevaluate. And so it's gotten better I will say 2020 really did a number on the entire industry and showing what do you value as me as a cook and as a chef. But I think that the discipline aspect comes back to, if you work the hardest, and I don't even want to say work the hardest because some people can work their absolute damnedest, but they just don't have this quality skill set that you're looking for. You know what I mean?
What's your best quality skill set? Your best quality?
I'm charismatic.
And?
Oh, shit.
Great.
Another one.
Great. Great vocabulary.
Great vocabulary.
Charismatic. Great vocabulary. But in the kitchen. The actual hands-on skills in the kitchen. What's your best asset?
I'm very strong with working an expo, but I really love to grill.
Really?
A really big grill. Yeah.
Electric or old school with the charcoal on the bottom, or wood briquettes?
It depends. I don't mind wood burning grills. I do appreciate like a nice gas grill that's got its hot spots and its cold spots.
And what's the best grill? What's the best grill out there for people? Just regular people like myself. Weekend, yo, Chris, come over. We gonna grill.
Charcoal. If you're doing charcoal, get a flavored charcoal.
Flavored?
Yes, because that is infused into your food.
Oh.
You have to think about that because the charcoals are underneath, heat rises, that flavor's rising, and it's hitting your food.
I can taste this.
Right.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I can taste it. Is it smoky?
Yeah.
My God.
Right.
I'm loving that you're talking because when you do, hopefully, like I said, Wyatt is focused on you because when you're not, I go away from the mic.
We only have a full angle, so you're on the camera the whole time.
Oh, God damn it, Wyatt. By the way, Wyatt, how was your burger?
It was actually really, really good. I have no idea what was on it. I still don't know what was on it.
His actually had cheese on it. His had cheese, 2 smashed meat patties. It's an American cheese, right? At the Thousand Island. A little bit of fresh tomato, Indiana local tomatoes, some red leaf lettuce. Those sous vide onions are on top.
Yeah, see, like onions and tomatoes, I usually don't really like, but the whole thing was really good.
Gotcha.
I'm the same way. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love purple onions. After that, only time I like onions usually on a fajita. But when you told me that when I went to go see you at Apocalypse Burger, and you told me about the onions, but how they were prepared you smoked them, and I was like, okay. And oh my God. It's a wonder I'm having a stomach ache right now because I'm eating so fast and I'm literally gulping it. But I'm not even saying because you're here. Oh my God, this is delicious. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So, okay, so what's the best grill somebody can get? Best grill, actual grill. Is it the egg, the green egg? Is it a Weber grill?
Green eggs are really good.
Okay.
Those are really great. Great piece of just equipment, hands down. A Weber's not a bad grill either. I really, you know what I'd really like is one of those Webers that are the flat tops that they have right now.
Yes.
That's what everybody needs. You can cook your whole meal right there.
The little flat thing.
Yes.
Oh my man! If I want to get an outdoor kitchen. I
Yes.
have a kitchen in the outdoor, and I just want to cook and make smoothies and have a TV and just kick back. I mean,
Have like a little fan above, set the whole ambiance up.
a fan may. Well, no. If I'm outside, no, because I want the neighborhood to smell my shit. I do. I want the neighborhood to go, man, T is cooking again. And they have to just come over. Yo, man, did you see my, I dropped the paper clip. Oh, y'all eating? Oh, damn, you don't mind? You know, I mean, seriously, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want an outdoor kitchen, man. That's what I want. And I love those. I want to get a wok because I love hibachi.
I love a wok.
I love hibachi.
Sure.
I do.
If you get that flat top grill, you can do hibachi right there.
Really?
Think about what you go to.
You can't get attitude about it. I'm just saying what I want. I want to get it. I want to get it.
He's gonna put a wok on a flat top.
I might. Why not? I'll do something different like you do. I mean, I be creative like you.
Yeah.
What's the funkiest dish you ever made? Like you went, God damn, that was good, Chris. That was good. You said it to yourself. Well,
I'm really well known in Cincinnati, at least. I don't have too much of a following here, but in Cincinnati, I had a lot of people that liked the way I prepared my lamb.
How'd you prepare your lamb? Tell me.
It's all about the marinade because you can break down a lot of flavors in lamb. But I would do a lot of acid, so I would actually soak it for 24 full hours, and it would be 24 hours. Extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar.
BT, you got to stop eating.
Oh, okay, man. I'm sorry.
You gotta quit doing that.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. I know it's just good, but it's
The audio, just the audio.
okay, man. I'm sorry.
You can't eat on a podcast, dude. I told you not to eat.
Well, we're both hungry, man. You're just lucky you're not on the air. Anyway, like you were saying,
Red wine, but fresh herbs. All of the herbs that I put in the marinade are fresh. So fresh thyme, fresh basil, fresh rosemary, a little bit of salt, pepper, a couple other things here and there. But so I would let it go for 24 hours. Obviously, at the halfway point, I rotate it, flip it over so that it's all the way through. Grill it to a nice medium rare.
oh, and that's when you went. Yeah, I mean, even you had to go. You know,
It was good. It's really good, yeah. And I make a minted berry compote. So a lot of times people will make mint jelly to go with lamb chops. I'm not too keen on seeing something that bright green with lamb. It just doesn't make. So if you were doing something that was, so on the show Chef's Table, there's a chef out, I believe in Finland. I could be wrong. Totally misspeaking. Someone help me. And there's a bright green branch that's covered over an aluminum foil wrapped piece of chicken that's being cooked over charcoal at a low pace, but because that smoke is being infused in that branch, that flavor is going into the food as well.
Oh, that sounds
So
delicious.
that bright green versus a mint jelly, I'm okay with seeing that.
How do you guys know though about like there's a chef in Finland right now who's doing some shit we ain't know? Like, how do y'all know?
Chef's Table.
Chef's Table.
Chef's Table on Netflix.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so but otherwise you wouldn't know. Otherwise you wouldn't know.
You can look at things like Michelin-starred restaurants,
Okay.
Michelin chefs, anybody that's been like big awards, that kind of stuff.
Okay. What I want to know is answer this question truthfully. Can you beat Bobby Flay? That's all I want to know. Can you beat Bobby Flay? Can you? Yes or no? I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear no accolades, some big words, Chris. I want to hear, can you beat Bobby Flay? Yes or no? If you say yes, I'm making it happen. You beat Flay together, and you take his ass
If you want to
down.
make that happen, yes. I'm not a fan of Bobby Flay. He's pretty rude.
Oh shit! What Bobby do? Did he touch in a bad place? What happened?
No, he's been a diner at quite a few restaurants that myself and friends have all worked at, and he has not been very polite.
He's kind of a dick. Is what you're trying to say?
Chefs have a lot of insight to people like that.
Oh, we getting this scoop over this shit. We getting this scoop. Okay, so Bobby Flay's a dick. Okay, but he seems like he would be.
Sure.
I mean, he really does. I mean, there's something about him that makes me think he wouldn't be cocky.
Right.
He wouldn't be like, this guy's okay. Who's a bigger dick, him or Gordon Ramsay?
I love Gordon Ramsay.
Really? Is he cool?
I think that he is. I think that sometimes he can overstep boundaries, but a lot of times, the times that he does do that, people kind of put him back into his place, and I appreciate that. I think that the relationship that he has with his kids and that he keeps that as a forefront is a big importance, and is actually pretty cool for other chefs to see, because that's something that like my mentor, he hands down has been a big factor in showing me that you can be a chef and still have and lead a normal life if you allow yourself to.
Okay.
Because it's really tough, like the hours that if you guys are out to eat at 9 o'clock at night, what makes you think that I'm not working at 9 o'clock, closing down a kitchen, and then getting home at midnight?
Yeah, at least I worked in the kitchen also, so I know exactly how that is.
Yeah, it can be really tough.
People come in and you close at 10, they come in at 9:45. You go, you piece of shit! Don't you hate that? And they go, hey, and they look over to me. Can you? And you just go, I wish I could slit your throat right
I
now
wish that
in front of your
you
kids.
would get a dessert and get out of here. If you come in and you tell me that you're doing soup, salad,
Yeah, I want it all.
appetizer, the whole course. Yeah, we're here for the full experience.
Yeah.
Great. We're all gonna have a great time then. Make sure of that.
Wait, okay, would you be on Chopped? Would you like to be on Chopped?
I have filled out like 80% of a Chopped application and then stopped.
Why? Why is that? Why? Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm too nervous.
Why would you be nervous? You got it. You got this. You're from Paducah, Kentucky. I've been to Paducah. I performed in Paducah. I don't like Paducah. You can do this. You can do this.
It's one of those things that when I say like I don't know that it's being humble, I just am getting like I said, I'm just now getting to a point in my career where I'm believing everything that everybody's saying. I'm believing it in myself. Like
that you
can make food all the time. You can sell out wine dinners. You can be booked as a private chef, but chefs sometimes strive for perfection, and realizing that I realized that at a long time ago that it's just not there. You can have the perfect dish for yourself, but perfection in a chef, it's not worth it to try to push for that. To me, it's if you're good enough, then you're there.
You're good enough, damn it, and you can do it. I want you to fill out.
Yeah, but listen,
100% of it.
But listen,
I'm listening.
here's good enough, right? Hear that. Never forget this.
I'm listening.
When good enough
Yeah.
becomes okay, we will never be great.
Look I knew something like that was coming. Right here, Chris. I knew that was coming.
Hey, that's not from me. That's from Susan Lum. She was my director of ops for a while. Life-changing quote.
I thought that was from Bono from U2.
Yeah, it probably was.
Well, because Bono.
But she said it to us in a pretty profound manner, and all of us were just...
I'll top you with it.
Go.
Good is the enemy of great. Oh! Good is the enemy of great. What?
Absolutely.
What? No, don't give me that, Wyatt. Good
Yeah.
is the enemy of great. It's simple. Even a first grader can go, yeah, you're right on that. I mean, seriously, that yours was deep, like you accolades. Yours is deep.
Like
me,
accolades.
I'm real, like here, and good is the enemy of great. Either way, it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So don't be that way. Just go do it.
Well, and I think that actually seeing where I'm at now, and being with the company that I'm with is massive. You don't have companies like this throughout the country. It's very small amounts of people are trying to do this. You know what I mean? Make a different impact on not just what you're doing, but the community around you. And knowing that it is possible to work in a company like that as a chef and still keep your creative outlets, still keep a home life. I'm here for it.
What's your weakest dish? Like, what is something you still haven't like mastered? You go, oh, it's just I can't grasp it. Like, what's your weakest? Because you
my kryptonite. You want to know my kryptonite?
Yeah, what is it?
White chocolate.
White chocolate? Like Wyatt? White chocolate?
White chocolate.
I call Wyatt white because he's seriously. Wyatt's got more soul than any of us. No. Why is it? Why is that?
White chocolate, because it's not chocolate. It's not chocolate. It is just a heavy amount of fat.
Okay.
And so, say that you want to melt down white chocolate and you want to manipulate it to make a different shape. You know how people do creative things like that, right?
Right.
You have to temper it. It has to be at a certain temperature in order for it to work the correct way. Otherwise, it will break. Just like a hollandaise, it will break. And once it breaks, it's done. You can bring it back, but that's if you're one of the chefs that can bring it back. But I'll. That's like, I'm talking like 2 o'clock in the morning trying to dip 300 carrot cake pops in white chocolate, and I couldn't melt the chocolate the right way. My fiance is a pastry chef by trade. Had to call her 2 o'clock in the morning.
So if I see you walking the streets all despondent and go, Chris, what's wrong? I go, hold on. White chocolate? You go, white chocolate.
You already know it's white chocolate.
White chocolate tea. And you just keep on walking. You just walk on by.
I can't.
Don't say can't. Negative word.
I can't believe how much white chocolate pisses me off.
Damn. She's a positive purpose. She said can't. I told her can't's a negative word. She still said, I can't believe white chocolate pisses me off. Damn, this girl right here. You ain't gonna get no accolades on white chocolate.
No.
Okay, when it comes to, let's say ethnic food. Like what is it, any kind of particular brand of ethnic food that you really enjoy and enjoy cooking or would love to try to cook?
I love to cook stir fry. I love cooking stir fry.
Why
I
is
love to cook because stir fry dishes are made to me by the sauce. And I think that if you go to any restaurant, you're also going to see that. How many squeeze bottles at a hibachi do they have of different sauces that they're like, here's this one, and then they cook your food in a different one.
Yes.
And you think about places like you go to a Chinese restaurant and it's a Kung Pao chicken, it's a Kung Pao sauce, it's a sweet and sour sauce. So I used to work on U of L's campus, and I worked with a guy that he always made the sauces, and he would follow the recipes as a baseline. So if somebody had allergies, I'm so sorry, but he was not following that recipe to a T. And one day I saw him filling up a pitcher with Coca-Cola.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm making stir-fry sauce. And I was like, with soda pop? And he was like, yeah. He goes, think about all those sugars that are in there. And he was like, stir-fry sauces are sweet.
Okay.
And they have a lot of sugar in them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times people will use like bottled teriyaki sauce, which isn't bad by any means, but when you can make a teriyaki sauce from scratch. And so I started thinking more and more in depth in that.
Okay.
And shout out to anybody that loves Dr. Pepper as much as I do.
When I drink soda, oh my God, Dr. Pepper, girl.
That's a bop.
Girl.
That's where it's at. How many flavors are in Dr. Pepper?
Oh, how many?
Oh,
How many?
23.
Is plum one of them?
I couldn't name them. But you don't know. 23 flavors. It could be plum.
23 flavors.
Right. So I like to use Dr. Pepper anytime that I make a dark stir fry sauce.
Wow, I wouldn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's got to be, for your creative outlet, that's got to be great.
Yeah.
Just try to put like I said, you fuse your art with your creativity into your food.
Yeah.
And the colors. Okay, when it comes to plating, how do you, because sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, the way the plate looks, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It makes a huge difference. So I'm a big, big advocate for garnishment.
Yes.
There shouldn't be a garnish on a dish unless it is an element in the dish. So when people are like, oh yeah, throw some parsley. I fucking hate parsley.
Thank you.
I hate
it.
parsley. That can be the name of this episode. I fucking hate parsley.
I fucking hate parsley. You heard here on Tales from the Gemini. I hate fucking parsley. No, that's right.
When it's just like, or when people dry it and they put it on the edge. I was in culinary school. Chef Chini, he's a Spaniard, and he was a firm believer in that. He was a firm believer in respecting food and respecting where it comes from. And so each person that I think I've worked with or been in contact with in the industry throughout my career, I think has been a big part of the development. I think has been, so for him, it's been a big aspect, showing us that it matters where the food comes from and how it presents itself. So plating to me that is where the artwork takes place. So like I was talking about on Chef's Table, you'll have four people sitting at a table like this. They'll have a white tablecloth or something down, and you'll have chefs that come around, and then they start plating the sauces, but it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. And it's a matter of they're showing you're paying for an experience. Right then and there, you're paying for an experience of the chef is coming out, and this is how the sauces are going to be plated. This is where this is going to go. Like, one of my other favorite dishes from that show is they come out and they've got pine branches, and on the end of pine branches is a block of tuna. It's a raw block of tuna, but underneath it, again, there's charcoal. And so you are sitting there and you're grilling and smoking your own piece of fish. So it's showing people also, if you have the creative ability, even if you don't, just use your imagination. So something that my fiance and I talked about, she's savory, I'm sweet. We want to do a smoked ice cream, but not with smoke, not with liquid smoke like people use in barbecue. But if you can capture smoke, say that you smoke a bunch of charcoal, put it into a bag, cryovac it.
Okay.
But say that I do that and I already have the milk or the cream in that bag for the ice cream that I'm going to flavor. I want to bring that up to a certain temperature, and I can sous vide it so that it becomes infused with that. But that's a trial and error. So why hasn't somebody else already done that? Has somebody else already done that? Probably. But what method did they use? Is it successful? So it's little stuff like, why wouldn't you think of those flavors together?
Oh, you know what you make? I want you to make a French vanilla ice cream. It tastes like French vanilla creamer.
Yeah. Okay.
I want you to do that. Because, I mean, when I make my coffee and have French vanilla cream, I literally just go,
Apocalypse Burger has vanilla gelato, root beer floats.
Man, let's go there right now. Cut the episode right now. We're going. I mean, seriously.
Root beer floats, in-house made vanilla gelato.
Let's go. I mean that. God damn, man. You're lucky. You're lucky you're engaged. Because I mean, yeah. I mean, I could just see you coming home like, what you gonna make me now, baby?
Yeah. Well, and think about both of us work together, so it's awesome. Like, you know, when we were.
Yeah. Is there like a little competition there, or you guys? I mean, how does that work? Even though she is a pastry chef, right?
Sure.
Is there like a little bit of like?
She was always like, no, we could never work together. It's not gonna, because she and I are both very aggressive and set in a kitchen. We know what we're doing.
Oh.
Right. We both know what we're doing, and we do it pretty well.
Oh, okay.
So for us to work in a kitchen together, either we're going to get along or we're just going to be button heads the whole time. But I have been in some really sticky positions before, and she has always stepped in and filled them pretty quickly and just worked through a night. That's how good she is. She can come into a kitchen, not know a menu, and help make sure that I make it through my business. That's good.
Well, speaking of that, before I forget, how do you make a menu for a restaurant? Like, how do you go about deciding what goes here? And like, okay, I'm gonna make this dish. Like, how does making a menu come about?
So I like to. You can start with like protein. So like a wines in our menu, that's something that I have written pretty frequently. A lot of that I base off of beverage. So if it's going to pair well with the wines that we're serving.
Really?
I like to, because then I can taste the wine and I can figure out what notes it has. If it's a Bordeaux, if it's, something that's more of like an earthy flavor, then I might put elk or bison on the menu.
Oh my God. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
So it's just, that's one of the ways to look at it. Yeah.
Have you made like wildlife food? I mean, like
wildlife food?
Listen, look.
Up tonight, we've got kangaroo. No. There's a place in Louisville that's called Game, and they serve kangaroo.
Okay. Okay. How about have you made like gamey food like elk?
Mm-hmm.
Elk. I mean, Joe Rogan makes elk. How about rattlesnake? How about rattlesnake?
I haven't done rattlesnake. I've barbecued alligator.
Cobra.
Not cobra.
You ever had cobra?
No.
You ever had black mamba sauce? Like from the black mamba snake?
No.
Okay. Well, you gotta be like that about it. Get attitude. I'm just asking.
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking.
No.
How about see, shark?
Shark is so I'm not a huge fan of seafood, unfortunately.
Yeah, me neither. No.
But shark to me is one of those seafoods that people are like, oh, it tastes like chicken. This to me does taste like chicken.
Shark does?
It's a very
So shark is like basically a chicken of the sea.
You can grill that. You can grill it, and it holds its steak shape and the whole nine. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Unbelievable. Seriously, I didn't know that. By the way, since you know that I'm plant-based, and by the way for giving me a plant-based burger, I appreciate that. When are we gonna have a barbecue place for people like vegans and vegetarians like myself?
Oh, let me tell you something. So that's what I wanted to do for Leo. First of all, we'll get there. It's gonna come, but it's in due time. You got to think about. Okay, so if you want it to be sustainable, which is what I like to get behind, but you have to think about produce because you're doing plant-based. Okay, so what produce are you going to use, and how often can you get it throughout the year?
Here's what I've been thinking about. And it's not like I know a little bit, okay? I watch TV. Here's what I want to do. All right, have a restaurant like that, basically plant-based.
Yeah.
But at the restaurant, behind it, you have your own greenhouse.
Yes.
And climate controlled. And so instead of like waiting for the dude to come in, it's literally behind the restaurant. Yeah. And that's how fresh it is.
Yes.
Why, you like that idea?
That's fantastic.
We're getting a restaurant.
Look at the Pot of Shoe Foundation. They have a garden, and that's where we get a lot of our greens from.
I'm going to call it Teas. How about
Teas?
that?
Great.
Teas.
I think yeah.
You think so?
Well, yes, I do. I think that that's doable, and I think that if you have the right, you've got a great media platform, so I think it would be fantastic.
Oh, my God. Well, why don't you come on over?
Okay.
Really? It was that easy?
Well, because what I want to do, my end goal in the next, financially affordable future, I want to have a food truck, but permits are something that you have to get.
Yeah.
For different states. But the deal is I want to have a food truck where I can travel from state to state, go to local farmers markets or local farmers, whatever the produce they have to offer me that I can purchase for that day is I will write a menu based off of what they have.
Nice.
That's what I want to do.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that, man. I know, we're up against it, but before I do, I want to go real quick answers. Okay, say you're in a rush. You need a chance to make something at home. You have to go to a fast food. You have to get something fast. You're starving. Can't make it at home, so it's in between. So you have to go to a fast food place. What's the best fast food place to eat that's relatively, safe or healthy or whatever?
Fast food or like fast casual, like a Corrito. That's
okay. No, fast food. If you had to pick, if you had to pick fast food, if you had to,
Taco Bell.
Are you serious?
I don't know, man. I mean, the reason why I say Taco Bell is because you've got so much protein in the beans.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad protein,
Even better than Chipotle?
That's fast casual. Yeah,
Chipotle.
You know what? I'm the one that's doing the interviewing. Wyatt, you should eat your food. Thank you. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Well, to me, that's a fast casual because that's how Corrito is. Corrito, and that was the one that I would throw down. I would say Corrito in a heartbeat.
What's Corrito?
So they are owned by the Thunder Group, who also own City Bird. I don't know that they've made their way to Indianapolis
No,
yet.
they haven't.
Okay.
I'd have eaten it.
Look out for them because they're a massive expanding company. But Corrito is a place you can go in, and they have a buffalo chicken bowl, and it comes with a cilantro lime rice, chicken, a buffalo sauce, carrots, lettuce, cilantro. But it's fresh and it's right there in front of you. Same concept as Chipotle and Qdoba, but just not burritos.
I love Qdoba.
Sometimes I feel like their chicken tastes like cardboard. You into that?
I don't eat meat. I just go with I go with the impossible. What's the best plant-based so-called meat? Like I think Impossible and Beyond are neck and neck to me.
I haven't had them.
Okay.
Because I'm a reducitarian. I eat a decent amount of meat, but not a ton.
Okay.
Because I can't. Too much meat is just gross to me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I don't know. You know who's got really good veggie burger though?
Who?
Apocalypse Burger.
Oh damn! Nice plug. Plug it. Plug it. That's beautiful. I love how you did that. That was nice. I gave you the alley oop, and you said boom.
Boom.
And you said boom.
That is not an easy basket, Marv.
No. I love it. Oh my God, Chris, I had such a great time with you, baby.
I had a blast.
There's so many things I didn't even understand that, you watch TV and I just watched them, make the food with Beat Bobby Flay and Chop,
Sure.
which are my favorite shows, but I didn't know the intricacies like you. Honestly, like you base it off the wines. That's beautiful to me. Honestly, I love knowing something now that I go, now I get it. You know what I mean? Now I get it. Man, I like to have you back because I
would love that.
You're going to a new cafe, and this one usually this goes all over the world. But I like having the local man. For one, like I said, it was new, and I was kind of nervous because I was like, "It's a chef. How are we going to do this?"
Sure,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So okay, so the restaurant that you just that you're going to be the head chef at now.
Petite Choux Champagne Bar and Bistro.
And what kind of food?
French.
And which will consist of?
So we have a lunchtime. We've got a grilled cheese on a. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
Please stop it. Please.
Got a shredded Gruyere cheese on it, a brie cheese, and then caramelized onions. Yeah, there's a French onion soup. There's baked eggs that come with a pesto cream sauce.
How much do I love pesto? I love pesto and hollandaise
I made it
sauce.
yesterday. It's so good.
Oh my God.
Hazelnuts.
Okay, I got you on that.
Yeah, a lemon tart with fresh,
I'm gonna name my first kid Lemon Tart. That's how much I love it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. I can't wait. I'm gonna go visit you there. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So 5 years from now, where are you gonna be, Chris? 5 years from now, professionally, where will you be? Professionally,
I want to have my truck by then.
Okay, and where will you be living in 5 years?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So I guess we didn't mention that I've lived in 3 states in 4 years.
Okay. That's not what I asked. I said, where are you going to be in 5 years, though? That's what I said.
Ooh.
Where are you going to be in 5 years?
I don't know. I'm really family oriented. None of them are on the coast, but guys, it's a lot warmer there.
It's a lot warmer. You know, all you have to do is worry about is earthquakes, which is like the drive-by of natural disasters.
It's like the drive-by.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that, you know.
And it's over.
Yeah, and scene. And so, okay, and what's it called? Okay, professionally, and also at like your home.
Sure.
And personal life, 5 years.
Ooh.
Personal life. Don't be afraid.
We'll be married.
Okay, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank
You big romantic. I saw you at Glacier Park, right?
Glacier National Park.
Glacier,
yeah.
it was beautiful, and I saw you on your knee. I was like, on bended knee.
Yeah.
I played Boys to Men in my head, and I
Oh
think,
my gosh, yes.
I think a tear trickled down my eye. I love that you're adventurous. You hike, and I saw you on your knee, and you could propose to your girl, and you guys were just beautiful together. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. I think we're 50 or 51 days out.
Beautiful, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations. Couldn't happen to a better person. Thank you so much for being my guest. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for having me. I've had so much fun.
I had a great time, and I mean, I learned so much, and thank you for the food. I can finally eat without being reprimanded by my producer here. So thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun episode. If you're ever in Indianapolis, please go to Apocalypse Burger. Follow them on Instagram, and I promise you it'll be the best follow you will ever have. The food looks good, and if you clap at them, they'll clap back. Trust me, and it's the funniest thing you'll ever have. And also go to Cafe
Pas de Choux is one of the other ones, but you want to go to Petit Choux Bistro. That's where I'll be.
Petit Choux Bistro. Please, and go check out my girl, Chris Coorts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Tales from a Gemini, and I appreciate all the positive feedback, all the DMs, and like I said about this time, you know the word, peace.